And well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watch UK99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Here we go, week number 8 in the National Football League season, and it is that time to make our confidence picks. This is where we don't pick against the spread. We pick winners, or we attempt to, and then we assign a confidence rating. This week, there are just 13 games on the NFL schedule. There are 6 teams who have a bye week, and we assign a confidence rating from 13 points. The team we have the most confidence in all the way down to 1 point. The game that we got the least confidence in, we can use every number only once. All right, so let's take a look at where we are for the whole season, and looking particularly back at last week, week 7. Had an 11-4 record, did pretty well there, had 104 points. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. For the season, that gives me a record of 65 wins and 42 losses, 619 points. What does all that mean? Well, I went up 3% in the ESPN standings. I am now at 86.6%, highest I have been all season. Still making the push onward and upward, trying to get into the 90s pretty soon. So let's see how it goes for week 8. Now, the 6 teams with a bye this week, you got the Detroit Lions, the Las Vegas Raiders, the LA Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's get to it. Number 13, the game I've got the most confidence in, the team I got the most confidence in is the Indianapolis Colts, who will be hosting the Tennessee Titans at Lucas Oil Stadium. You got to figure this game is the lock of the week, one would think. The Colts are coming off a dominant road win over the Chargers. Now, they do have a game against the Steelers in week 9, so if you really want to look for another angle, you could say that it's a trap game. But this is a Titans team that is running in quicksand, okay? The Titans just fired their head coach. They've scored the fewest points in the NFL. Cam Ward has been sacked 30 times, more than any other quarterback in the league. Yes, even more than Justin Fields. Also, Colts coach Shane Steichen has never lost to Tennessee, 5-0 record, and the Titans can't stop the run. And now who are they going against? Jonathan Taylor, the NFL's league-leading rusher. I got a feeling that might be a little bit of a problem. Oh, and did I mention Jeffrey Simmons may not be able to play for Tennessee due to a hamstring injury? Give me the Colts. Best bet with my number 13 pick. Number 12, well, I think we're going to call this game the Commanders in Chiefs game. That's right. Washington at Kansas City. So you have the Commanders, you have the Chiefs. Maybe President Trump will show up. I don't know. But it's Marcus Mariota against Patrick Mahomes. Not quite as exciting as if it was Jaden Daniels versus Patrick Mahomes, but Daniels will be missing this game with an injury. Now, Washington is on the road for the second straight week. Now, their wide receivers are starting to come back, and Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin, they are just now practicing in full again. You wonder how healthy they are, if they'll be able to take on a full load. But even if they are able to play and play effectively, the Washington defense is allowing a league-worst 8.3 yards per pass attempt. And the Chiefs, well, they're just getting better game by game. They got their full array of wide receivers ready to go. It's a primetime game. It's Arrowhead. It's a Chiefs win. Number 11, here we go again. The New York Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm taking Cincinnati. I know Cincinnati's defense stinks, but the Jets can't score a touchdown right now if there was no defense on the other side of them. And now Sauce Gardner has a concussion, so you've got Brandon Stevens and A.Z. Thomas, who have played pretty well this year, but now they're trying to defend Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. 2 pretty good quarterbacks against 2 all-world wide receivers, and even then, the Jets can barely muster a pass rush. Joe Flacco will feast. Give me Cincinnati with my number 11. Number 10, the Buffalo Bills at the Carolina Panthers. I'm taking the Bills. I know Carolina is 3-0 at home, and they've won 3 straight games. But in that game against the Jets last week, they did not impress me whatsoever. And now they have Andy Dalton as their starting quarterback. When Dalton is quarterbacking the Panthers, they are 1-5, and they've lost all 5 of those games by 10 points or more. Bills coming off 2 losses, but they did just have their bye week. I think it is a get-right time for them. Also, Josh Allen has never lost 3 straight games at any point in his career. Taking the Bills. Let's go to game number 9. It is the Cleveland Browns at the New England Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. They are at home for the first time after a 3-game road trip. Now, Cleveland, they've lost all 3 of their road games this year by 14 or more points, and they've lost 11 straight away from Cleveland dating back to last September. On offense, Cleveland is 30th in the NFL, 16.1 points per game, 178.1 passing yards per game. And then you look at New England. On that 3-game road trip, they held opponents to just over 17 points per game. I know the Browns' defense is challenging. I think Myles Garrett can make a little bit of a disruption in this game. I could see it staying close because of Cleveland's defense, but I got to take New England. Number 8, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. I was going to put a few more points on this game, but I'm just not feeling it right now. I am taking Tampa Bay, but even if I was doing this Thursday morning or so, I probably would have put this in the double-digit range. The Saints are playing a lot of teams very competitively, especially at home. And the Bucs just dropped a big road game in Detroit. I don't see them dropping this one. Now, the issue is they have a lot of injuries. I think there's 18 players on their latest injury report. Throw in the fact that they're on a short week. That's a little bit difficult, but I still think they will do enough to win. I guess I'm just trusting Baker Mayfield because, well, he's earned it. Game number 7, the Miami Dolphins at the Atlanta Falcons. Yep, 7 straight weeks I get the freaking Falcons pick wrong. I should be picking this game a lot lower, to be honest with you. But the Atlanta pass rush is the best I have seen it in years, and I think it's going to eat Miami up. Tua has thrown 3 interceptions in 2 straight games, and when Atlanta has the ball, Bijan Robinson will run and run and run against a Miami defense giving up a league-worst 159 yards per game on the ground. Maybe this is the week Mike McCarthy pulls a Tua and gets sacked, if you know what I mean. Let's go to game number 6, the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Second time in 17 days, these two NFC East Division rivals face off. Of course, the Giants won in MetLife on a Thursday night by 17 points. Home field is one difference this time, but I think the bigger difference is Jalen Carter will be in the lineup for the Eagles. He did not play against the Giants. And the Birds ain't giving up another 172 yards on the ground again, okay? And last week, the Philly offense looked quite a bit better. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith combined for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns. My biggest thing is I just wish I could know how the Giants are going to respond after blowing that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter against Denver. I think this game tells you a lot about Brian Daboll as a head coach, but I'm taking Philadelphia. Game number 5, the San Francisco 49ers at the Houston Texans. Niners have alternated wins and losses in their last 5 games. Houston certainly has a good defense, but they gave up a season-high 27 points to the Seahawks on Monday, and now they're facing Mac Jones, Christian McCaffrey, more importantly, and company. And the Niners, I got to give them credit. Robert Saleh's just proven to be one of those coaches who's a great coordinator and just not a head coach. Even without Nick Bosa, they're getting pressure on the quarterback. And if you know anything about the Houston Texans, you know their offensive line has had a nightmare of a time trying to keep C.J. Stroud upright. Throw in Nico Collins and Christian Kirk being banged up, it's not looking good for Houston. Taking the Niners on the road. Number 4, the Thursday night football game, the Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego, who will be wearing their navy blue uniforms tonight. Oh, a pair of puzzling teams playing on a Thursday night. Oh, joy. All right. Well, for the second straight year, the Vikings have had to fly 2 time zones west to play a Thursday game. Now, since Thursday Night Football came back in 2006, this has happened 21 times, and the team flying out west has gone 4-17 in those games. Advantage Chargers. Last year, the Vikings flew out to L.A. for another Thursday night game, and guess what happened? They got sleepy in the second half and got beat. Both Minnesota quarterbacks are banged up. The expectation right now is Carson Wentz will be the starter, and the Chargers really need a win. Their defense got schooled by Indy last week. They're 1-3 in their last 4, and Justin Herbert's just not playing that well. 5 interceptions over his last 4 games. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the offensive line is not giving him time, but Joe Alt should, as of Thursday night, should return to the lineup to play left tackle. And I'll also throw this in. On Thursdays this year, home teams are 5-2. I'm taking the Chargers with my number 4. Number 3, it's the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. The Green Bay Packers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. And this is Super Bowl 2 for Rodgers this year after week 1 against the Jets. And that Packers defense, I think it's been pretty disappointing. They have struggled a little bit to stop the pass. Look at Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett has started 2 games over the last year, and he threw for 279 yards against Green Bay in Week 7. On the other side, Pittsburgh's defense, they have given up 30 points multiple times already. So Jordan Love could have a big game. The Packers just have not had a very impressive road win this year. They're 1-1-1. They have a win over the Cardinals, which was closer than it should have been, a loss to the Browns, and a tie against Dallas. Tough call, but I'm taking Pittsburgh for the Aaron Rodgers revenge factor and the fact that they're home. Number 2, the Chicago Bears at the Baltimore Ravens. Well, the Ravens have had their much-needed bye week. Man, Buffalo and Baltimore both really needed a bye if you're honest about it. Chicago, give them credit. They've won 4 straight games. They have scored 25 points or more in each of those games, and their defense leads the league in takeaways. Now, the Ravens, their defense may very well be the worst in the NFL right now, and I never thought I would say those words in my lifetime. But Lamar Jackson has a decent chance to play quarterback this week. He's back practicing on a limited basis. I am picking the Ravens. I could change this pick based on his game status, but I think Derrick Henry is going to have to win this game for Baltimore. The Bears' run defense allows the 5th most rushing yards per game. They allow the 2nd most yards per carry at 5.3. The Bears have done very, very well, but the Ravens are the desperate team. They're home. I'm going to take the Ravens to keep their season alive. And finally, the number 1 game, the game that I am going back and forth on, is the Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos, and I'm taking Dallas. Dallas is 2-0-1 indoors and 1-3 outdoors. That only outdoor win was against the Jets, of course. And the Broncos, hey, they're coming off an absolutely insane win over the Giants. There is the issue of the Dallas defense. Now, heading into Week 8, the Cowboys have given up the most passing yards in the NFL, the 3rd most rushing yards, and the 3rd most points per game. And the Broncos are an excellent running team. They're top 5 in the NFL in rushing yards. But the Cowboys do have CeeDee Lamb back, and that adds another dimension to their offense that they sorely lacked for a couple of weeks. And I thought they played better against Washington last week, did the defense. But I think what I'm looking at is how does Denver respond? Just like the Giants. How does Denver respond after that game? Do they fall flat on their face this week? Did they exhaust all their energy and emotion for that week? Are they going to have the gumption to hang with the Cowboys who can put some points on the board? I'm giving the win to Dallas. Hey, maybe Brandon Aubrey kicks a 70-yard field goal in that thin Denver air. It could very, very well happen. Tough call, but yep, I'm picking Dallas. All right, guys, those are my picks for this week. If you'd like to throw your picks in there, put them right down there in the comments. And if you haven't already, please like, please subscribe, please share with a friend, an enemy, a family member, an in-law, an outlaw, whatever you deem fit. I appreciate it. Check me out Wednesday night, 6 p.m. for the live shows. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.